Hi guys, Darth Thesis here, back on the Star Wars The Black Series action figure review. Another figure that is technically from Ahsoka because it's from the World Between Worlds sequence from the series. It is the new Phase 1 clone Captain Rex. This is a figure I was really looking forward to because this is a version of Rex we've been wanting the Black Series for years now. And this is actually my first and only Phase 1 Rex I have in my entire collection. I never got any of the old Clone Wars figures. They never have yet to make one in TVC in a realistic capacity. I don't have like a Hot Toys because I have the Hot Toys Phase 2 one. The only Phase 1 one is the one that's based off Ahsoka as well. So this is my first Phase 1 look, but arguably I prefer out of the two. The Phase 2 look is very nice, but my preferred look is probably the Phase 1 look, and it is the classic look for Rex, I suppose. So long time coming, and really great to finally have a version of it in the collection. A version that turned out really well, because this is a really good figure. This might be, I've loved the Phase 2 one that we got years ago for a long time, but this one might take its place as being one of my favorite Clone Wars or Clone Trooper Black Series figures, and just Black Series figures in general, maybe. But taking a closer look, he is majority a repaint of the phase or the new 3.0 Clone Trooper body, which is great because it's a really good body mold. He does have a new head sculpt, which I think has a pretty good sculpt and face print likeness to Tamira. It's a little glossy, but it's not too bad. I think it looks pretty good though. It is in line with how most of the other clones that we've gotten the last few years have looked. He does have his very short crew cut blonde hair on the go, which is good. He does have a pauldron. This is a new piece, very more classic looking Clone Trooper pauldron. Looks very nice. It's sculpted and painted well with the blue, black, and grays. It is a separate piece from the torso armor, which is good. And you do have the chest armor being an overlay as well. Without the helmet on, he does flop around on him quite a bit, which can get kind of annoying. I have kind of thought of maybe gluing it down. I don't know if I'll actually bother doing that, because when you do have the helmet on, it keeps it in place, and I plan to display this figure with the helmet on, so I might not bother. But you do have the blue 501st markings on the arms that I think look pretty clean for the most part. The figure itself is quite clean. They did not weather or battle damage this guy at all, which I'm okay with. I don't recall it being overly weathered in the series, and most clones when they come out with these days, they don't put weathering on anyways, so I'm okay with it being clean. It does look nice and just full clean. Do have a new pauldron neck or belt piece. The holsters are built into the pauldron sculpt, which I don't really love it when they do that. I like it when the holsters are a separate piece, but it's not too bad. And I do like the plastic for the comma. Sorry, I'm calling it pauldron. It's the comma. I do like the plastic for the comma. I think it looks a little better than the soft goods. Soft goods aren't bad, and they do maybe allow for a little bit more articulation, but the plastic on the plastic comma is pretty soft. It doesn't hinder articulation too much, and I think it does look a bit better. Then not too much else going on. Some blue markings on the knee pads. You do have the gray on the bottom of the feet, and not much else going on, but everything else and pretty much all the paint apps are pretty clean, so that is nice. And the proportions look really good on the 3.0 body, as they do on all the other figures that use this body. Articulation wise, you've got a joint at the base of the head as well as the base of the neck. It does look up an okay amount. Looks down, honestly, not really that much, a little bit. He looks down a little bit. There is a bit of tilt. There's rotation. Swivels and hinges at the shoulders. The shoulder pads are on those O-ring between the joints, as most figures have in modern Black Series, so they will move with the arm, which is great. There's a swivel cut at the bicep there, a single hinge at the elbow that goes past 90, and it does rotate there as well. You have a swivel hinge, a swivel at the wrist, as well as a vertical up and down hinge at the right hand, but it is still in and out at the left hand, which is a little unfortunate. They should both be up and down. What is nice though is they finally figured out that clones that have dual pistols should have 2 trigger fingers, so you don't have to cut it yourself. This figure does feature 2 sculpted trigger fingers, so that's nice. Torso joint goes back a bit, goes forward a little bit. You do have pivot, rotation. Hip joints kick out a decent amount. They do go out a fair amount. There is a swivel cut at the thigh where the armor is, so it's hidden really well. Single hinge at the knee that goes a little past 90 and rotates there at the knee as well. And then you have an ankle joint that goes up a decent amount, goes down a decent amount, and has rocker. So really great articulation, and all of the joints move really nice and smoothly. None of the joints are overly stiff or anything like that, which is always really nice for just enjoyable posing of figures. So that's really good. In terms of accessories, he comes with the essentials. You do get his signature dual DC-17 pistols, just cast in this gray plastic, used for many figures, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And these still look great. You can, of course, well, before you hold them, you do have the holsters there. You can slot the pistols in these holsters. It's not like the tightest fit, but they're tight enough where they don't just fall out. So that's all that matters. They look pretty good in there. It works well. But of course, let's get him holding them. And with those two trigger fingers, he has no real issue holding on to those. So that's pretty good. Looks good. And then he does come with a helmet. It is pretty nice they even gave him a removable helmet, because he doesn't remove his helmet in the show. So it's a nice little bonus, I guess. Helmet, I think, is a new sculpt because it has the rangefinder, but I think it's sculpted really well. The paint's pretty good too. I think the Jag eyes might be ever so slightly off kilter, but it's pretty minimal, so it's not super noticeable. The yellow on there looks nice. The blue goes all the way around. Looks pretty good. And I slot the helmet on, it fits on good, and it looks, just the pauldron a little bit, and it looks really good. I really love how that looks. That's awesome. Super awesome to get a new Phase 1 Captain Rex after so many years, and a realistic styled one as well. This is great. I really like this a lot. That's pretty much it for the figure itself. I guess lastly, just do some comparisons. So I guess with his Wavemate and Series Mate, here he is with Anakin. I think they look pretty good together, as they should, I guess. The main comparison, though, is with the Phase 2, and this has been one of my favorite Black Series figures for a long time. I still really like it. Let me just take the helmet off again real quick. You can take a look at the head sculpts. I think both are good. The new one definitely has a more accurate hair color. I didn't really realize how bleached the old one looked with the hair, but I gotta say, I think from a sculpt and coloring and print wise, I think I still prefer the new one, or old one, sorry. Just for a pure Tamura likeness, I feel like the likeness to Tamura just looks a lot more better and more realistic on the old one. The new one, the head seems a little big, and it kind of feels like an amalgamation of Tamura's likeness and like making a realistic interpretation of the animated model, where this one just feels like they were going pure Tamura. And I think this one does look a little better outside of the hair not being quite the right color, I suppose. But aside from that, I still really like this one a lot. And I'm probably going to keep this figure with the helmet off and then this one with the helmet on. But that's not to say this head sculpt's bad. It's still really good. And you can see the difference in the pauldrons are different. The armor is different. He's got those weld marks, and he's got the armor completely weathered. The difference in the soft goods comma as opposed to the plastic one, I do, like I said, think the plastic one looks a little better. The soft goods one still isn't bad or anything though. The blues are different as well. The new one is a bit more vibrant blue, where the old one's a bit duller, which it kind of feels appropriate for being, armor that looks as worn as it does. But yeah, both I think are really good. I like having both. Both are definitely still staying in the collection, for sure. I mean, obviously, they're two different looks. But yeah, overall, I think this is a really awesome figure, honestly. I'm really pleased with it. It poses really nicely. Accessories are good. Looks great. It's just awesome to have this version of Rex, a new in Black Series and in live action realistic design. I hope they do this figure in TVC. They did the Anakin, but they haven't done the Rex, or they haven't announced it yet. I hope that's something that's in the pipeline. I don't know why you wouldn't do this in TVC. It would sell well. Pretty sure the Phase 2 one sold pretty well. But we'll see. But if not, I'm still really pleased with this one. This is probably a top 10 in the top 10 of the Black Series for sure. Might be one of my favorites. We'll see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video. May the Force be with you.